guys hear me? Is the mic on?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously very disappointed in this defeat. You want to start by recognizing and congratulating Iowa. They played a very good game. Both of us were down some players and a bit shorthanded, and they did what they had to do to win the football game. Starting with the, right at the onset, I think just getting us in bad field position. They played very good defense. We know that going into it, that they're a very good defensive team. They played better than us in special teams in certain areas early and put us behind the eight ball. Defensively, I thought we played really good for the majority of the game, but by being backed up early, it helped them, have a short drive and set up their one offensive touchdown. And really, we were playing a bit of catch up from that point on. Very proud of these guys. Very proud of Destin and Trevin. As I told the players in there, we have a great group in there. We were a bit shorthanded today, but it is what it is. So were they. We came in here to compete to win, but I also wanted to let Destin play. I wanted to see the future and what it looks like, and give them an opportunity to just go out there and play ball and play it with the confines of our offense and our system and down the coordinator. And he was put in a tough situation, so he will learn from it without a doubt. And we look forward to that and his growth. Defensively, Trevin and the defensive guys I thought played pretty darn solid all day. Played really hard. Iowa was creative early, trying to get their playmakers, their tight ends, the ball with some deception screens, if you will, and did a nice job of getting them the ball, and they make some people miss. They're very good players, and very close game to that point. And once the third one, I'll put on me. I won't put that on Destin. I probably should have ran the ball there and got out of the half. And that one, once we got that, it kind of put us in a really bad spot. So, but that's the confidence I have in him and us and our future. Things are going to be fine. We have a very good football team that wants to come back hungry. Obviously there was just something a bit off this year from time to time, and I just told the players this, and I'll tell you that's on me. I have to get that fixed to get back to being who we are. I think Iowa won today by being Iowa, and credit them. I say that with a compliment. And we got to get back to being us and doing some things better. And I have a lot of work to do, but I'm really excited about it because I feel like there's a great nucleus of young players. There's a really good set of guys with experience coming back. And as I just talked about Trevin and some guys right in the middle that have some experience now that are ready to explode and be really big-time players. So I feel like we have a lot of good pieces in place, and we just got to get back to work.
Coach, you said you wanted to see Destin play. What did you see?
I saw a young man that has a bright future, and Destin was put in a tough situation today. So there'll be a lot of armchair quarterbacks that sit back and want to critique this guy. But I tell you right now, let him go back there and play against that defense and see how easy that is. It's a tough road to hoe. So believe me, we know that going into it. It's a tough spot, but he manned up and did some good things. We needed to play very well around them. We talked about it all week, that it's not just on the quarterback or any one player. We need to do some good things around them. And I think there's certain areas where we fell short. And it's not a time to point fingers. We all accept it, but we know we're going to grow from this, and I know he will grow from this. Yes. Go ahead.
Destin, what kind of defied your expectations? I know it's one thing to be on the practice field, but what was it like once the game started? How did you feel?
I felt confident. Just my coaches putting me through my just like practice basically, and I felt confident going in there. But it's football, and things can go wrong or good. It's just how it is.
You were pretty calm early. How just were the nerves of your hometown, playing a top 10 defense, your very first game? How was all of that work?
My nerves was, it just felt like I was playing at home basically, so not really much nerves. Just that first snap and that first hit. I just feel ready to go after that.
I know it's different without Chris, Mark, but most first-time starters. He attempted 30 passes. Was that part of the game plan to kind of let him let it rip?
It was. We felt like we had to spread it out a bit. You know, Iowa, if you watch them, and we weren't quite the same team we were a year ago. They are still very physical and very tough up front, you know, so getting in big sets and playing smash mouth with them, I think, was going to be a tough spot. You know, certainly there's things we you know, can do a lot better and put him in a better position to be successful and so on. And so, you know, we'll look at all areas, but yeah, we did feel like we had to spread him out a bit and use his legs, use some quarterback run game, which gave us some, you know, some good plays. And we actually had a, I'm not going to say what, I'm not going to, I'm not even going to tell them because then they're going to make a story out of it. But, you know, just read a script wrong, you know what I mean, or we signaled it wrong, you know what I mean, so little things like that. But what else, you were going to say something, John?
In a game like this, field position was always going to be key, and the special teams, the punting part of it. How much of hiring Coach Boulware is designed to address that part of this moving forward?
100%. Yeah, definitely. You know, we have to turn the table there. And, you know, there were games this year where we won the hidden yards in the core four, but not enough. And there were certainly games that impacted it in a negative way, and I had to address it, and I did.
Mark, when you say at times things seem a little off, I think a lot of people sort of have that feeling. What was it? What do you think it was? What do you want to address?
Well, I think there's a lot. I already addressed certain things. I think you can see I got 2 new coordinators coming in here. I mean, that's 2/3 of it right there. I mean, you want me to just hit the reset button and blow up the whole thing? We're playing pretty good defense. So, no, I'm teasing. But, you know, there were just things. I have to own my part. That's what I just told the team in there. And, like, the environment of college football, I don't have all those answers. I can't go on that dissertation right now. You know, it is what it is. We are going to manage it the best way we can. We feel like we have a strong culture. You know, there were pieces that needed to be better. It's that simple, right? I mean, I have to address them and I have to make them better. It's not pointing any fingers. It's not, you know, it is what it is. If you want to throw darts at, you know, somebody's throw them at me. I could take them. Putting that weight back on, so I could take a few more darts, and you know, but you know, there are things that we need to readdress, and you know, with bringing in you know, the coordinator that I believe I'm going to get on the offensive side of the ball will help. It'll help kick, you know, hit the reset button.
Coach, you've mentioned a couple of times Destin being your quarterback of the future. Is that no matter what happens in the transfer portal, the quarterback going into spring?
You know, Destin knows, just like Trevin knows, that they're going to go out there and compete every day. Nothing's given. Everything's going to be earned, and they have an opportunity to do that every day.
Coach, what can you say about the performance of Iowa's defense? I mean, your team got shut out for the first time since October 19 of 2019.
Yeah.
42 games.
It's rough. You know, we knew they were very good going into it, and our defense, Trevin and them, we gave up 7. You know, so you know, a very good defensive game. There's going to be people out there knocking that, but there's a lot of people that still love and appreciate defense, right? So I think it was a good game in that way. And you know, why don't somebody ask Trevin a question, because they played pretty good.
What was working well for y'all, Trevor, defensively?
Excuse me?
What was working well for y'all defensively, especially on those 4th down stops?
What was working for us was like everybody was coming together. Even though we was down, like no matter what happened, we still had our heads up. Cause you know most teams when they go down, they like start backing up, but we still had our foot on the pedal. Even though like we like didn't like the outcome, the energy was still up. So that's what was working for us.
What was the locker room like this month when you had guys opt out, injuries, transfer portal? You knew you were shorthanded, but you still brought that energy.
Oh, the locker room was still the same. Like nothing had changed. You know, we knew we had people opt out or hit the portal, but we was like, no matter what happened though, we still got each other backs. You know, we brothers, so you know we're gonna keep grinding with each other no matter what the outcome is.
Trevor, you played a lot of football this year. How do you feel like you personally grew?
I feel like I grew a lot from my first year to this year. You still have room to grow. No matter who you are, you still have room to grow. So I feel like I grew a lot, but it's still room for growth.
Destin, when did you know you were going to start today?
I knew just during the week, just taking the one reps, just getting used to that, and that's when I knew I had a good feeling. And some of the coordinators were telling me.
Yeah, really before we left. He was taking most of the 1 reps before we left, and so I think he had a pretty good feeling at that time. And So,
Their punting seems to keep you back pretty much all day long, deep in your own territory. Kind of harking back to the Texas A&M game. How much does that affect you?
I'm sorry, Lonnie. Give me that
The
again.
punting.
Yeah. It did back us up. You're right. We lost, on that. There's no question. They hit some really good punts, covered it well, and then the one punt return that we gave up hurt us because they got it out to around the 40-yard line and continued to play the field position game. And, we've done that before, played very good defense, played with great field position. They started that way. They deferred, and they won that situation early and put us in a hole. Sorry.
A lot of hidden yards.
Yeah, there is a lot of hidden yards, and put us in a bad spot. It did.
And it felt like there was those deep balls to bury on, that they were always just a little off. How come you all could not connect today?
I think it's just more work probably just has to be done, reps, just getting used to the feeling. Like I haven't thrown with him in a serious ball game, so just getting adjusted to that speed and reps pretty much.
Mark, the running game struggled a little bit at those first 4 games with C-Rod not playing, then again today. What do you need to see out of your running backs moving forward?
Well, in general, I think that's one of the areas that we have to address that I mentioned where we maybe touch off from where we've been. We're just not as physical as we have been. We haven't been as effective in the run game, and we got to look at all that. What is it? Is it personnel? Is it schemes? Is it too much, too little? We'll look at all that.
Mark, considering you had all 3 of the quarterbacks listed as or on the depth chart heading in this, what was it that separated us to get him to start?
I think just a belief. I think everybody had a strong belief in him and, his ability to make plays. And, and this was just his first game. And, you could imagine more games under his belt, how comfortable he'll be out there just moving around in that pocket. Knowing when to step up, knowing when to escape, when to throw the ball away. It's hard. It's a tough position to play. And you're going to get better with every rep, with every opportunity. That's part of the difficulty with young quarterbacks and with quarterbacks in general, and that's why you see it all the time. I mean, they need the reps, but they all do. You know what I mean? So if you have 3 good quarterbacks, they can't get enough reps in practice, especially at a full tilt, in a scrimmage-like situation, because I'm always yelling at these guys to stay off them because I don't want them to break their hand or step on their foot or do something, So it's really tough until you get in there and do that. And, we really wanted to see him go do that, and he really did some good things. Yeah, there's a couple plays, a couple of those picks, he and I would probably rather have over, but he's going to learn from that. And, it was a really difficult situation to go into, no matter who was playing quarterback today. Even with all those, reps and the experience that he has, we know it would be tough with that defense.
Coach, did it frustrate you at all that in the waning seconds, Iowa kept throwing the ball?
No, I chuckled. I don't know. I was ready to get the hell out of there myself. I know that. So, but that's to their credit. If I was on the other end, I'd probably hand it off, but I'd still be ready to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Trevor, it's pretty crazy a season for the linebacker room with those injuries, but it seemed like you and De'Aaron got a lot of opportunities. What do you feel like that position group has going for itself moving forward? Losing a lot of experience, but a lot of talent there too.
I can say that we is losing a lot of experience, but being young and playing even more, the experience is like really not gonna go nowhere. But it's gonna feel great, because we bringing 2 freshmen in, so I feel like the experience is gonna be real great. It's gonna probably start off slow, but we're gonna get there.
And I, want to piggyback that. I think it excites me. I have such respect for the guys we're losing. I absolutely love them. You know that. I've always talked, so highly of those guys, and I love them. I'll be there for them the rest of their life. But it excites me when I see young guys that come up because, as I'm telling them all, I'm trying to recruit somebody to take their job. You know what I mean? We want good, strong, talented players like this to keep on coming up through our program. So it excites me when these guys get the opportunity to move forward.
Justin, how many people did you have in the stands?
A good amount. Friends, family, teachers, coaches.
Everybody in your hometown?
I'm not sure.
Justin, what did you do well that you liked, and what were some of the things you'd like to improve on?
Some things that I felt like I did well was escape the pocket and try to find a play downfield. I felt like I did a good job executing in and out of the huddle, making sure my guys are lined up, and just reading the coverages and seeing if it's like man or zone, man tells, and some things I would like to work on, making better decisions, with a better accuracy and placement, and just overall leading the team.
Yes, what does Iowa's defense do that makes it so difficult?
They're just one of those tough defenses that like are the true to their defense, run their base downs, and they have good secondary and that linebacker, Jack Campbell, and just their pressures too made it hard.
Justin, how hard was it not to maybe be nervous or feel a lot of pressure on yourself, knowing you're basically playing so close to home?
For like I said earlier, for me, like I didn't really have any nerves. Just it felt like home basically because I've been in that stadium before, and I just felt cool and calm, collected.
Mark, I'm curious how you kind of compartmentalize. Obviously, January 1st, earlier this year, you win the Citrus Bowl, turn the page to this season, in the year, going into 2023 with a loss, and moving into the next season. How do you process that and kind of set 2022 aside and look ahead to 2023?
Yeah, it's exciting. You kind of got through the very difficult parts. I mean, we all have, right? I mean, I think, everybody has their issues, I would think, at times, and, things are tough, but, I think that part of it really excites me, because we have to go to work, and we have a lot of work to do. But we have a good group of guys. We have good coaches. I get great support to have the ability to make changes when I have to, even if I feel like I've made a mistake or for whatever reason it's not working. I have that ability and the autonomy to make the changes that I feel that need to be made. I feel like we're addressing them, and it excites me to get back to work. If you can't handle those things, you're in the wrong business, because this is challenging to say the least.
Had you seen a tight end play quarterback before in a college game?
I probably have. I think I have with the Wildcat package. I think that back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Sooners, when Bob was there, maybe had a package like that. We all run the Wildcat in certain forms or fashion. It depends on what type of person. My man, we were going to give you the rock too. We were trying to get him a carry today, but we didn't get that done. So we couldn't get it moving. But yeah, we had him on offense at one point too.
Coach, could you speak to the inavailability or the reason that Keaton wasn't in today?
Pardon me?
Keaton Wade not playing today.
Probably because they only played 31 snaps. That's pretty low. Is that right? Is that right?
It sounds right, yeah. 8-3 announced.
I mean, you go 8-3 and outs, it's hard to rotate guys.
I'd like to have one more question.
Mark, there was probably a time when bowl games were different. You probably wouldn't put a freshman in a bowl game in that situation, I don't know, but how much different is it coaching up to bowl games, not just for you, but for everybody, given the way college football is now? Your team changes drastically from the end of the season to this game.
Very different. Very, very different. I don't know what else to say. We compete to win the game. We came up short. None of us are happy with that. These guys work and prepare to win. But is this exactly a great situation to throw him into? Here's a bowl game against a top 10 defense, and because of the way this is, I don't know if that's right either, but I don't have all the answers. I know we tried our best. I know we compete to win no matter what the stakes are, and we lost today, and I give Iowa credit for that.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach Stoops.